trying to think of a great player who wore 53.
Jeff Saturday is my guess. I don't think he did. That's just the first thing that popped to my mind. Right. So if I'm right, it's because my subconscious is a genius and I'm just a facade. That was actually that was pretty profound, wasn't it?
That's deep right there.
Yeah.
Oh, in this episode, we're talking about what reality is and if we're real or if we're all NPCs.
Are not seeing severed?
Many.
Famous.
Severance?
Have you watched that at all, by the way?
No, I've heard it's good, though.
Oh, dude.
I had 2 people tell me this week, watch it.
So,
are you about to be number 3?
I'm not like a huge TV guy. I'm big on Severance.
Okay.
I love it. I'm deep in the weeds on it. I'll watch the episode and then I listen to the follow-up podcast every week.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
deep into it.
Yeah, I love it.
The only show I ever got that deep into was The Walking Dead early on. We'd watch The Walking Dead, and then they had a show right after called The Talking Dead where they'd break down the episode, and I watched both at my friend's house.
Yeah.
So our Sunday would be football and then Bible study, Walking Dead, Talking Dead, go home.
Dude, there's just a few of those, like it's rare for me. I was like that with Money Heist or Casa de Papel.
If you will.
That was the last show that I was really like that with. But sometimes I just get into it.
Yeah.
And so,
man, once you get in, my wife and I have been watching Taskmaster. It's just loose enough. So it's like Whose Line It Is Anyway, but kind of British.
Okay.
So
nice.
It's 5 comedians, British comedians, the host, and then like the Taskmaster. They're there live.
There's 18 seasons.
Yeah. It's
holy crap.
Incredibly popular. Season 4 was great. Season 5 was really good. We're starting season 6. It's a little slow right now. We'll see if it picks up.
Okay.
But they'll bring in something. So it's always like, what's your most expensive item? What's your most this or that? And then the winner gets 5 points, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
And then they've pre-recorded a bunch of tasks that they did, and then they'll show the task and then get commentary. It's really funny. And then then they have a leaderboard, and then the last task of the show is live. They're like, all right, no hands, draw a painting of this woman. Something like there's something completely random.
Yeah.
Using this zip line, get as much stuff across in 10 seconds as you can. Go. And it's just crazy. Big fan. We'll probably watch this show tonight.
Task Masters. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
In the spirit of March Madness coming around the corner, supposedly, sounds like you've been doing some research on some I would call it off-Broadway brackets.
Yeah, a little bracketology, but not our traditional way.
Okay.
So I got 2 sports-themed ones today. I figure we can do 2 per week.
Yeah.
And then get us through March Madness.
Yeah.
So this first one, I was in the spirit of Dwayne Wade and SGA and all them. I have made a bracket of what I consider the most annoying NBA players currently playing.
This is great.
So I would like to point out there is no Luka on here and no LeBron. The reason being LeBron is too great, too many titles, and Luka's a killer. So I kind of took away people who have murdered teams in the playoffs, like the way he murdered the Suns and the Wolves. Not annoying, a killer. But this is my group of 8, and I'll let you decide the quarterfinals. I'll pick the semifinals, and then you can pick the winner of our most annoying. So my 1 seed is CP3.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum is my 2 seed.
Okay.
3 seed Joel Embiid, mostly because I used to love him, and now he's just annoying me.
Yeah.
4 seed Draymond Green. Dillon Brooks, his protege without titles, is 5. Ant is 6. SGA 7, free throw merchant. And 8, Ben Simmons, my other guy who I used to love.
Yeah, that's tough. I feel like he took such a big fall for you, but he took a big fall for all of us. And it was all because he passed the ball against the Hawks,
Oh, my gosh, timeout. I almost ate a bumblebee.
Nice.
Look at this. That was in my drink.
Yeah, I've had that happen a couple times. They get inside of those sugary drinks.
Mm-hmm.
You got to knock them down. It's like a little hit of honey. Just
shot of honey.
A stinger, if you will.
Oh, got him. All righty, so let's pick these brackets. Who you got? CP3, Ben Simmons in our opening round matchup.
This is the most annoying players, right?
Most annoying, yes. Let me just real quick. Most annoying NBA players specifically. I was going to do NFL, but I couldn't think of 8.
Yeah, that first game there, I'm gonna take CP3, and here's the reason why. When he was on the Hornets and he was fresh in the league, and even when he was like at Wake Forest, I think he was at Wake Forest, one of those black and gold teams.
Yep.
I liked his game, and I'm an average sized white guy, so you fall in love with the point guards.
Yeah,
My issue with him is over the course of 20 years that he's been in the NBA, every interview I watch with him, I feel like he's just full of crap.
Fake tough.
He's not saying it with his chest. He's just saying what he thinks you want to hear. He's fake tough. And so that's the piece for me. It gives me the ache. And the consistency is what really makes the difference in him winning this first game.
I agree. And I want to, he always would bow up when they're up and then always get hurt when things got tough. Yeah. Like Luka Doncic once said, everybody talk tough when they're up.
Yeah.
All right, Pete. Yeah. All right, 2 players. Anyway, 2 players I find incredibly annoying, Jason Tatum and SGA. So for me, Jason Tatum is annoying because he's an NPC, a non-playable character.
Yeah.
He's like a generic 2K player that you keep hitting the button of what to say, and he just says whatever. And he's just very cringe to me.
100%.
I don't know. SGA is probably going to win MVP this year.
Yeah.
But he's a free throw merchant. And they got that whole Sunday school vibe, kind of like the old Thunder had before they all turned into bad guys.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like, it's a small market team. We're just all in this together. And then once everyone gets paid, like Chet's going to have neck tattoos and a face tattoo of a spider web. And everyone's going to be like, what happened to them?
I can see that. No regrets. Just right across the chest.
All right, you got Tatum, SGA. Who you got?
Wait, so am I picking this one too?
Oh, you want to swap? I can do
let's go back and forth. You pick this one.
This one for me, Jason Tatum.
Okay.
A couple reasons. Number 1, he spelled the name with a Y. Number 2, he's too buff. Like he's too physique. I like Al Horford types where they're a little fluffier and also big. Yeah. He just seems like he works out only the muscles to show. He doesn't look like he's actually big. And then number 3, I don't know. I like Brown better.
Yeah.
He wants to be the face of the league and talks about how, I don't know why I'm not the face of the league. But he's like, I don't want to be face of the league. But you keep talking about it, so you probably want to be face of the league. You're just annoying me.
We know why. So, yeah.
Because you're annoying.
Exactly.
Joel Embiid and Ant. So Ant gets on my nerves for many reasons. Joel Embiid for obvious reasons.
Yeah. I'm going to pick this one, right?
Yes, your pick.
I'm going to go with Embiid. Okay. And I have a soft spot for Ant. I kind of like the confidence. I like the crap talking. And the man's a great actor. He was in the movie Hustle, I think is what it was called, with Adam Sandler or whoever else was in that. I loved it. Joel Embiid, he peaked in like the middle of the year last year.
Oh man, he was going to win MVP again.
Yeah, he was going to win MVP again, and then he gets hurt. Hate to say this about his health, but he comes back with the crazy eyes in the playoffs. He looks kind of skinny. I felt like he took the easy way out by going to the USA team for the Olympics, and it just matched with his character. And then this year has just been like, I feel like he's just kind of gaming the system. So he takes the cake for me right now.
Yeah. Classic front runner, you know. Whenever things get tough, kind of like CP3, whenever things get tough, they disappear.
Yeah.
They disappear. Draymond Green, Dillon Brooks. I guess I picked this one. For me, it's got to be Brooks. And the reason I say that is because Draymond's got the titles to back it up.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that I would say higher is Draymond has played at an incredibly high level, being the spark and the defensive stopper for the Warriors for 4 titles. And yes, he's not playing great. And yes, his podcast is kind of, it's all kind of annoying. I guess I could have put Cat in here, but he doesn't annoy me that much.
Yeah.
Not as much as
Cat's got some funny stuff to him that you fall in love with his personality a little bit.
Yeah, where Dillon Brooks is just annoying and not that good.
Right.
Like, if you're going to talk the talk, at least, like Pat Beverly, if he was still in the league, he was like that kind of blend of annoying, but good enough to where you're like, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's for me, Draymond. Talks a lot, but dude's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I mean, in my mind. They put Yao Ming in, they better put Draymond Green in.
I agree with that 100%.
All right, which side you want? You want the CP3 matchup or the Jason Tatum?
I want the CP3 one because I just decided what my answer is.
Let's do it.
What it is when you get down to the Final Four, it's really all about who has more fight in them. And by that, I mean which one's more punchable. And I'm gonna go with Dillon Brooks.
Oh, okay.
CP3 he's bothersome, and if I was at somebody's birthday party with him, I'd probably just walk away from the conversation and avoid him the rest of the night. But Dillon Brooks would be so under my skin because he talks crap and he's soft and he's Canadian that I would want to punch him in the face.
Triple.
So we're going in on this one, but yeah, I'm gonna say Dillon Brooks takes it.
Dillon?
And the way he's supposed to, I don't even know if he uses it. He probably has 2 L's in there.
No, it's 1 L. No, it's 2 L. Hang on.
Okay.
Dillon. I think so. I had it right.
Dillon. Yeah.
Dillon Brooks. I'm just going to deep Brooks. You talked me into this one being Joel Embiid.
Okay.
And
what a matchup.
Because as annoying as Tatum is, he did win a title last year, and he's playing fantastic. And the front runner nature of Embiid, along with the injury history and the talking and the flopping, I just got to go Embiid there. And especially, it's so annoying to have that much potential taken away. You know what's going to happen, though? I have a prediction. They're going to trade him in the offseason.
Okay.
And he's going to be bad next year. Coming back, he's going to have injury. He's going to have surgery next year, and then they'll trade him. And then I think he's going to get really good for a stretch. And then people are going to be like, why did you trade him? It's going to be one of those, couldn't win it there. Goes to Toronto or something like that, or Memphis or some mid-level, kind of almost their team.
Is he going to have a Porzingis happy ending?
That's kind of my prediction. Is
Porzingis kind of took that dip, and now he's found a home there, and he doesn't have to play that much, and people love him.
Right. That's right. And then, you find the right role. You still get paid a ton of money. And you play 55 games a year. All right, who's your winner? Most annoying player in the NBA is?
Dillon Brooks.
Dillon Brooks.
Yeah.
Dillon Brooks.
And the final thing for me, it came down to the final 2. The 2 things that I dislike the most about him are his pigtails. He's got the 2 braids. It's just can't do that either. So
it's like you should be in one of those dancing movies. What's the one you got served?
It's giving Avatar, and he's not that cool. So game over, Dillon Brooks. I'm sorry, man, but you're the most annoying player in the NBA.
100%. You are. You want to talk NFL? I think that's a good transition to NFL.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about free agency. I was trying to I have this list on ESPN.com, but I was trying to find a tighter list. This is just there's paragraphs of stuff. But what's been some of your favorite signings so far?
Well, the most interesting, the quarterbacks are always the big ticket items in the NFL. So I know this one wasn't free agency, but Geno Smith getting traded to the Raiders was pretty important to me because, he had his choice between Russ Wilson and Geno Smith, and Pete Carroll went Geno. So that tells you to me that Russ is done, which if you watched the end of last season, you would agree with that.
Yeah.
But that one was very interesting to me. Russ Wilson's still out there. Justin Fields to the Jets is interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if he's going to be the starter right away, but Garrett Wilson will be the best quarterback he's ever, wide receiver he's ever played with.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it looks like they played together at Ohio State.
Did their runs collide?
I don't know if that was a transfer year or what, but it's hard to remember how many colleges these guys went to.
All the COVID years.
Yeah. I like the with Joey Bosa to the Bills.
I was surprised. Yeah.
Yeah, I was shocked by that. I mean, I think the Bills, obviously, Josh Allen got the big deal. That dude got paid.
Yeah. Good for him.
So, yeah, good for him. And
he didn't max out his money,
yeah,
which you always like.
Yeah. Yeah, so he held back a little bit. It was like $5 million or something like that. But so he's getting paid less than Dak, but he's probably twice the quarterback Dak is.
Well, I mean, Dak, the Cowboys try to screw Dak. So that's also kind of part of it is
true
that, they franchise tagged Dak. They didn't take care of him. They waited. He made him prove it again. And he did. And so it's kind of like, no, I'm not going to give you a break. I'm going to take all the money because you clearly don't believe in me and never have.
Yeah.
And you're going to cut me if you get the chance. And you use leverage the whole time against me. So now I have all the leverage. So pay me 60 or I'll walk.
Right.
Either way is fine. Someone will pay me 60.
Another one I liked was Najee Harris to the Chargers. Yeah. Running backs are trending up right now in general. I know he's older in terms of running back age, but they got him on a 1-year, $5 million deal. I think that's pretty solid. And he may not even have to be. What's his name? Who's the starter? Was hurt part of the time last year?
Dobbins.
Yeah, Dobbins. They may be a pretty good 1-2 punch, and he'll definitely get some production in the Harbaugh offense.
Yeah, I like it. The ones that are interesting to me too is Devontae Adams to the Rams. That was a big one.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how that worked. An older receiver. It probably means Cooper Kupp is done there, and that's sad. Yeah. There's a guy who basically should have won MVP as a wide receiver but didn't. And then it's a big question mark. And Sam Darnold to Seattle.
Oh, is that official now?
As far as I know, because that's
awesome.
That'll be interesting to go from 3 great receivers.
Right.
Yeah, that's official. 3 great receivers or 3 big targets in Minnesota. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hockenson coming off injury but still solid. And a very quarterback-friendly offense to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Because Tyler Lockett's gone and DK Metcalf traded to the Steelers. And so it's like, is he going to be, which, it's hard to blame him for poor play on the Jets and the Panthers, 2 kind of jokes of franchises. But even though the Panthers have been to Super Bowl recently, the Cowboys, I know.
Right.
But, we're about to see, kind of like you said, will the real Sam Darnold stand up?
Will a real Sam Darnold please stand up?
Man, you called that one.
Who is going to be the quarterback for the Steelers?
Man, that's the question.
That's going to be. I guess they're banking on. They signed Mason Rudolph to a 2-year deal.
Woohoo!
Yeah, almost got his head knocked off one time, but I guess they're going for the draft.
But they're not picking very high, so.
Yeah. Maybe they're going to go Dart from Ole Miss. Try to get him. What's their pick? 14, 15? Something like that?
Something like that. I'm trying to think. No, because did they make the playoffs or did they? Man, it's so hard to be right back in it. Aaron Rodgers potentially could go there. And that's the one I want to see just because, he kind of showed he doesn't have much left, but I like the Steelers being bad. I can't explain it. I just do.
Yeah. And he kind of looks movie-esque. Like that old man.
By the way.
Old man going to the Steelers.
Oh, yeah.
I could potentially see that. That'd be interesting. I mean, he's got some weapons now.
No. He had some in the – yeah. Yeah, there's going to be really no quarterbacks left by 21. The teams that need quarterbacks – you got 3 to 4 teams drafting in the top 10 that really need quarterback. I mean, so you got the Titans, you got the Browns, you got the Giants, You got the Raiders. You got the Jets. You can even say the Saints. So you got 6 teams in there in the top 10 that, man, if a good quarterback falls there, I'm taking that. And there's not that many good quarterbacks. For me, Cam Ward is the kind of the consensus number 1.
Yeah.
And then the number 2, Shadur is the second quarterback, but I mean, he's anywhere from pick, 7 to pick, like 15 on some of these mock drafts. Like, it's crazy how far he falls because, like, people just aren't sure about him.
I could see him. Maybe the Raiders pick him and let him develop a little bit.
That's where I see him going.
Yeah.
But, wow, like this mock draft has him falling out of the first round altogether. That's idiotic.
Yeah, that won't
He will
happen.
not fall out of the first round. Someone will trade up because you get the second year.
Well, he could just sell tickets, to somebody.
Yeah, like this guy has him going to the Saints at 9, 6. That's kind of where I'm seeing a lot more is either to the Saints or to the Raiders. But yeah, it was interesting. NFL draft coming up, free agency. I like that they do free agency first, then the draft, because you're like, okay, these are the spots I need to fill in the draft.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And then you get to work the cap. And I think the NBA does it the opposite. They do the draft, then free agency. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember. I thought they were opposite.
No, that's right.
And so, 2 different ways to do it.
Are you, I guess, going back to the Davante Adams thing, what do you think that they saw? Because if you look at him versus Cup, it's almost like a comp. Like they would prefer to pay Davante Adams 2 years, 46, and then they just let Cooper Kupp walk. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. That's a weird swap there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they think Cup is done.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the only thing I can really think about it is you got a guy who you love, but you think he's done, so you got to move on. Whereas Davante Adams showed he had something left last year, killing me in fantasy football playoffs. Right. Still bitter about losing by 1 point on that.
Oof.
40-point effort, in the final 2 minutes. Ridiculous. And it was.
Sorry.
But so, I mean, he showed he had something left with a good quarterback, whereas Cup, just looked slow coming off injury.
Yeah.
Probably wanted more money than they were willing to give him. That's kind of where I'm at. Cup, I think, will be a nice receiver 2, maybe 3. But, I think the team that loves him let him go, which tells you something.
Yeah. Last but not least for me, I think the Texans getting Christian Kirk.
Ooh.
I like that.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll see addition. If I will say I said a year ago that I didn't think CJ Stroud was that great.
Yeah.
And he'd be lucky to have Dak Prescott's career. Dak Prescott has had a very nice career.
Yeah.
All the jokes aside. And your friend James thought I was ridiculous. And then look at his year 2. If he didn't play in a joke of it. Yeah, if he didn't play in a joke of division, that team was not really a playoff team. But you play who you play.
Yeah.
A la Madrid. 52.
I don't speak French. Yeah, let's call it.